Let's have a look here. Okay, so yesterday when I had a guy come to check out, just tell me about the pipe that was sticking out, but notice I'm missing drywall because here's what happened. It was my bad. Told him when he came up that there's a pipe on the exterior of the house coming in. I wanted to see if I could remove it. I had forgotten. I had already figured it out. It's this pipe that runs over to the other furnace, gas pipe. So I can't take it off outside. It's got to be there. But there's still, I'll add this little slip of a video to show you what I was talking about. Loveliness, I'm going to have to eventually figure out. There was a pipe sticking into the house when I moved in, and I was like, why would they just leave it there? So when he comes, he, showed me we took this down so I could remove the panel that was left, and he left this, uncapped, but it was turned off outside. And here's what happened. Let's have a look here. That is the look he gave me when he wiggled the pipe. Yeah, I'm pretending to be him. That was so funny. The look on his face of sheer terror. So here's what happened. He goes outside and he goes, I'm going to turn on the gas. Let me know if you hear something. And he turned on the gas, but I did because it was down there, not capped. And I was like, he came in and I said, you need to turn it, cap this, then we'll try it again. So he turned it off. The pipe, I don't have the pipe anymore. I literally set it at the curb because it's the spring cleanup and some scrapper grabbed it instantly. The pipe that was here had a right angle going down in the wall. We didn't know it was there. So he's like, I could leave it, and I was like, no, we're going to make sure I don't have a gas leak because the pipe was wiggling in there. It was a 1-inch pipe going to like a 3-inch, and it came down and just to this hole, but didn't attach. And on the outside, there is no hole. So it's been there a while, just hanging in the wall. But of course, we had to cut into my drywall. I'm going to have to patch that and repair that along with many other things and made a mess. But oh my goodness, it was funny. And so I give props to Seth for helping me out. More to come. Good morning. It's bright and early and it's still cold enough that it's like 22 or 27, feels like 18. But it's sunny and I got to get this outdoor work started. Much on my plate, as you've noticed, and that's okay. That keeps me going, something to do. But I'm going to flip the camera and just show you what I'm working on, and going to have some helpers, hopefully, tackle the Mount Digmore out front. So as you can imagine, when you have something built, I need to take that dirt out front and fill in, and I put this here temporary, but need to do that right. Come around, and you can see how it's just not filled in right. And then they also made a mess of the yard that was perfectly nice. Which, happens. But one of the things I'm not too excited about is they didn't direct my downspout onto the driveway, so I need to get a piece to get the water there because it has been washing out the side of the driveway here. And you can see a nice big gully. Plus there's some other repairs that need, but anyway, this is my Mount Digmore. Going to be filling that in. And also waiting on my mower blade to be sharpened at the hardware store. Get their first mow of the year done, but also out back is where I need to be working. And again, you can see a lot of patches I need to fill in with some seed. This did not take when I did that in the fall. I think my seed was old, I'll be honest, but I'll show you what I was doing at first when I got all that poison ivy for the first time. If you've been around since we moved in, you know that when we bought the house, there was a big old garage back here that they had torn down before the property was listed. And you can see there's remnants and not much grass. I seeded in the fall. It did not take because just different circumstances. But what I have been doing is going around and I got to pick up all the trash, like pieces of roofing. I'm finding not too many nails, thankfully. Some nails, but putting in my cat food bag. But you can see there's a big old amount that I've gathered already. Just random trash, but wanted to explain that I don't know if you can see right up there is a property marker right at the ridge with that orange color. I don't own the part back there, that belongs to somebody else, but it has been used. I'll recap that as well. Stairs will need work, but Lou is my guide here. Big old hole to fill. If you remember, I have a link in my post about how I cut down a lot of this stuff. Not mine, but it's not a bad thing that I'm taking it down, because these are an invasive pear tree species, and I'm only doing them a favor. And if you can see down the line, all these people will use this area back here, but it's not theirs. So I wouldn't be out of the norm. And if you recall, I found these, I'm not sure if it's horseshoe, but there's some wood there with the metal pin in the middle. And one over here, probably can't see, it's under the tree. Another box with a pin. A little too far for horseshoes, but I don't know, maybe that was horseshoe. I'm gonna clean it up here just so that we can set some chairs. We're not going to hurt anything, but that way we have a place to sit. We're actually doing a favor, if you will, to them, and a bunch of pear trees that we cut down and need to clean up. But get this cleaned up and ready for some summer views of the area back here. This was a bag of concrete somebody left and just got hard, so dumping it in the 5-gallon bucket and then gonna go fill the groundhog hole with it. And I did wait till it is no longer occupied. I've seen the guy out in the back field. He can find another home. See this pond? I know the shadow throws off what you see here, but I've said this before. I need to dig a trench and put some stone down that's out front. Forgot to show you that, but stone down and direct this water so it stops pooling here, so I can fix the backyard. If you remember me telling you, this is behind the house. There used to be a big old building that I was told was for the kids to play in, like a garage, and got torn down before I bought the house. Like I said, they tried to lay seed, and I did too. So hopefully, I mean, it's more like a clay situation, but it can be done. I've done it before at the other place. All right, let's go.
Sit down and start.
There you go. I'm gonna film Ivan. I'll help you unshovel it. Hi, Ivan. Ivan. Hey, buddy. Okay, I'll help you. Stuff it. You want to just stuff it? I meant like flip it. Alright, so if you remember, I had poison ivy for like the first major time. I've lived in the woods my whole life and have gotten maybe a spot. This root here sticking out, see how it's hairy? That is the poison ivy, and it's running along this black pipe. So I'm going to try digging that out, see if I can't just get this poison ivy back so I can get rid of it. As you can see, I've got water gathering already, and this is where the little pond was, so makes sense that the water's gathering there. Just need to grate it so that it runs the way I want it to. Out of breath. So, got it started. I don't know that it's enough. I won't know until I get the pipe, but the drain pipe. Having those pipes already in there and those 4x4s that we dug up was quite a blessing. Less digging, loose soil. My pickaxe and different things, but hopefully we'll have this done and then can start fixing the grass and eventually fixing the terrace. Next day back at it after running errands all morning, and it's definitely warmer. If you noticed, yesterday I went from winter coat to shorts by the afternoon. That's just crazy Ohio weather, but we've got my perforated drain pipe, which has holes. I don't know if you can see them all over, right? And that's going to allow the water to go in from the gravel that I'll be putting down up and direct it off and just kind of give it somewhere to go. And I'll have a connector in this adapter thing here. This will pop up if the water should happen to get that much. Don't see that happening, but just in case. My fabric that I've had in my daughter's garage, and we'll be headed to get this done. So I've cut off the excess. I'm pretty proud of myself. I kind of guesstimated the length of pipe I needed, and it was like exactly except this. So I've got, where did it go? Pause. Where did the adapter go? Okay. Got the adapter that's gonna snap in and grab, and then it'll go in to here. And then they recommended, I talked to a guy and he said maybe some silicone just to keep it from separating. Not sure if I'm gonna do that or not. We'll see. And then when the water is too much, it'll just pop this up and have excess. So after this morning moving more dirt, and we just put the landscaping fabric over that stone in the French drain back there, look, it rained and there's no water. So I do need to do a little more grading just to make the stone, because it kind of is uneven, completely fall to the one end, but I'm excited for that. And then tomorrow going to be raking back, fluffing this up, putting down some grass seed, and hopefully getting a yard back. Okay, we spent the entire day, because it's supposed to rain for the next several days, digging up, seeding, and spreading dirt. So hopefully our hard work is going to pay off and we get a yard before long. I still got to add some other things, but yeah, there we go. And the rope is for the dog. If it'll work, it'll be a miracle, but we do keep her tied for now so she'll stay off of it.